This tennis player is worth over $250 million and he won most of his money thanks to his illness, but he almost didn't make it just when he was starting his career, and he almost lost everything when he was the richest. But because of his investments and his financial strategy, he is now the highest paid tennis player in the history of the world. This is the strategy he followed. First of all, he almost died. He was born in the middle of the Kosovo War and his family had no money. The conflict ended when the NATO intervened by beginning airstrikes in 1999. Because of this, he could have been killed at 12 years old when the bombings started. Meanwhile, his parents were working in a restaurant that had a tennis court and they were asking for money and selling everything they could so Novak could play tennis. So this was the first step towards Djokovic's wealth. He found something that 1. He liked and 2. He was good at. However, this often is not enough to get rich. What he did next was the thing where almost everyone fails. You see, if you want to get rich doing something, you have to be good at that. And you're not going to get good by using any shortcuts like AI or investing in that new amazing crypto that your bro is telling you about. So he practiced for hours until he was the best. The first UC check came with his first tournament win occurred in 2006, marking the beginning of his successful tennis career. Now wait, because something happened that almost ended his career and with it all the money he was making. He stopped breathing. He started to have some serious respiratory problems. Tennis is a very high demanding sport, so your capacity to breathe correctly is key. Now what does this have to do with getting rich? What he did next was genius. He realized that his problems were appearing because of his allergies and dietary choices, and he discovered that he was actually gluten intolerant. Now being the public figure that he was, he turned this adversity into a business opportunity. Djokovic's diagnosis of gluten intolerance led him to adopt a gluten-free diet. This change in his diet was accompanied by an overall focus on nutrition, emphasizing organic and healthier food choices, and this became part of his narrative and brand. So this is the second key factor of his strategy, building a brand. In his case, it was himself. A high-performing tennis player with a particular focus on a very particular diet. Now of course, you wouldn't buy a book by Djokovic about how to eat, thinking that if you do it, you're going to be very good at tennis, right? Well, you're dead wrong. That's how marketing works. Why do you think there are actors and players in commercials? Because people recognize them and subconsciously think that they'll be like them if they buy that product. So this was the step-by-step guide that he followed. He built a brand with his image around health and diet. By doing so, he attracted other brands associated with health, wellness and nutrition. He became a brand ambassador for various companies, one of the most famous, Uniqlo, who paid him around $10 million per year. Also, as his name was getting out there, he attracted other brands such as ASICS, Head, Lacoste, Peugeot and Mercedes-Benz. But here's the key factor to his success. He didn't only partner with other brands, no, he created his own. In 2013, Djokovic authored a book titled Serving to Win, the 14-day gluten-free plan for physical and mental excellence, and he also created a nutritional food line called Djoko Life. However, when everything was going better than ever, the world almost ended. In 2019, that thing you know about happened and the world was paralyzed. Now this affected in a particular way, you see. He refused to be anywhere near a needle because of personal reasons, and because of how everything was working during that time, in 2021 he was deported from Australia. Initially he was able to get the visa with a medical exemption, but because of the public outcry and some legal challenges, he was deported the day before the Australia Open tournament. Because of this, he lost ranking points, his public image was worse than ever, he lost money due to legal costs, and his sponsorships were almost ended. This is where the importance of his next strategy was crucial. His investments. You see, when all the money you're making depends solely on your image, you have one risk. People might start to hate you, and if that happens, you're screwed. So what Djokovic did was investing in real estate. He has several properties in Serbia, Monte Carlo, Spain, Dubai, New York City, and Florida, including a $10 million mansion in Marbella, Spain. Now you don't need to invest millions of dollars into real estate to be able to profit from it. Instead, you can get in debt with the bank and live your life as a sheep. Just kidding, or am I? Anyways, by having some properties and renting them, you can generate passive income. You can even rent one room of your apartment or even your car. Finally, he also invests in other businesses such as a Viennese drink tech scale-up water drop, whatever that means, and has expressed interest in venture capital. Now yes, he was able to do all of that because he was the best at something. When you are the best or one of the very best at something, you are going to get rich. But there are some other ways too, like these ones right here or following me.